Hi guys, welcome back to Scottish Mixed Martial Arts. I'm Martin Hamilton and I'm joined today with Andy, second to none. Nunn, how you doing?
All right, how's yourself?
Yeah, all good here. I just realised I butchered your nickname. It's second to, not second to none. It's second to then none.
Yeah. Just only one then.
So Andy, you've got a bare knuckle boxing match coming up in Forza Championship 9 against Lee Watson. How do you see this fight going?
It's just like it's going to be the first bare knuckle fight in Scotland for at least 100 years, if not ever. I mean, I don't really know who the lad is, but it's my fight. I'm confident. I'm training hard. I've got no intention of losing, so
Does that mean
he's gonna have to bring his A game?
That must feel quite good as well, being part of like that wee bit of history.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I've jumped at the chance to do it, because it's once that fight's been done, then nobody else can be the first.
Yeah,
the first to do it, you know.
And it's that way as well. I can see bare knuckle boxing kind of taking off and becoming a bit more mainstream because you're seeing it over in America.
Yeah,
Huge athletes like Paige Van Zandt, Rachel Ostrovich, Chad Mendes, Paulie Malignaggi, have all went to bare knuckle FC and put on bare knuckle fights.
Yeah, it's like the up and coming thing at the minute. I find it really exciting. I used to do MMA before. There's a lot more going on in MMA, but the bare knuckle boxing's just more exciting. It feels like sort of every punch could end the fight, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You're in danger all the time from start until the end, you know, you're in danger. That's why I do it. I like it.
Because we're talking about this a wee bit off air as well, and we're just talking about the difference in technique between like standard boxing or MMA, where you have the protection of the gloves, compared to bare knuckle, where you've literally just got your hand wrapped to protect your wrists.
Yeah. I try and more make my opponent miss me than block it, because like I was saying, if you get punched in the hands, you could break your hand, and then how are you going to hit them? So you've got to protect your hands as well as your face, you know.
Yeah, because that's the thing as well. Like you've had a lot of MMA fights. So what is the difference like going through preparations for a bare knuckle fight compared to an MMA fight? Like, how do you approach training?
I just do boxing, sparring. I still do a little bit wrestling as well.
Yeah.
But just not really so much like jits and Thai, just boxing and wrestling.
Because see when you're practicing and like you're hitting pads and stuff and stuff like that, you still use gloves? Because this has always been a question I've wondered.
I hit me bag and me pads with I just wrap me wrists.
Yeah.
Like how they would be wrapped in bare knuckle. I've heard a few people say that you shouldn't do that because it could break your knuckle or whatever, but it's conditioning for your knuckles. So I'm very much of the school that I hit the bag in the pads bare knuckle to condition my knuckles to hit somebody bare knuckle, you know.
See, that's always what I thought as well. Like, I always thought that guys would at least need to get an understanding of what it's like to hit something bare knuckle, because like we were talking about earlier, when you're practicing and you've got like 12 ounce gloves on, and you're like hitting the pads or hitting the bag, you've got a lot more room for kind of error because you've got the width of your glove. So it's especially when you're hitting focus pads and stuff like that, you would want to get a gauge of like where you want your knuckles to connect.
Yeah. Like if you hit the pad slightly wrong, it hurts.
Yeah.
So you learn to hit it right, so you're not hurting your hand during the fight and things like that, you know.
Yeah, because you'd also said as well, like we spoke about this a wee bit off air, that you've competed in bare knuckle fights before. Like you've competed in Manchester and you competed in Stoke. How do you mentally prepare yourself getting into a bare knuckle fight?
Just the same as any other fight, really. It's something I've always thought about doing. I didn't really get into fighting until I was like in my 30s. But
Yeah,
I've always like as a kid, always wanted to be a fighter. So it's just always been in us something. I've always wanted to do it. It's not for everybody, obviously, I know that, but it is for me. It keeps me happy, and I don't know. I do get nervous and stuff like that, but excited more than nervous.
yeah, and that must just because I think as well if you don't have a wee bit of nerves, then something might be going wrong.
Yeah,
I feel
you'd
good.
have to be a complete psychopath not to be a little bit nervous about having a fight. Like,
Absolutely, because you're going in against another like, well skilled athlete as well.
he'll be trained as well. Do you know what I mean? He'll not be turning up thinking, "Oh, Andy's just going to bash me." He'll be turning up thinking he's gonna batter me, and I'm gonna. You know what I mean? So it's no one's going to want to lose. It's you've got to put yourself in danger to get the glory.
Yeah, absolutely. And like you touched on it there that you didn't start martial arts and or start competing into it like kind of later on in your life. What were your main motivations to pursue martial arts, and how did this happen?
I used to do a little bit martial arts when I was a kid, and I just hadn't done it for years. I'd kind of lost interest, and then when I had my own son, he was really into like Karate Kid and Enter the Dragon and stuff like that. And he used to watch UFC and stuff like that on telly, and he was really into it. So I just thought I was going to give it a try, try
Yeah,
and be my son's hero.
is
So
martial arts, is that an avenue you would like to see your son go down? Like, would you like to see your son compete?
he actually has competed before.
Yeah.
He's had a couple of boxing fights. He's had a little while out because he broke his finger, but he's just starting to get back into the training now, getting ready to have another fight. I've got two younger sons as well. They're both like they love anything to do with fighting and training and stuff like that. Like a family thing.
Yeah, because it's a great thing for like especially young males. It's a great thing for young males to get into because it
Yeah.
helps release a lot of pent up energy and a lot of pent
I'd
up.
say even not to compete, just for a hobby, like it's confidence building that you know how to defend yourself if somebody attacks you or whatever. You don't have to cower away. You can just be you, because if somebody attacks you, you know how to defend yourself and stuff like that.
Yeah,
So
absolutely, and it helps provide like a lot of young people with a kind of discipline. But see, for people who might not be fully engaged in school, what you find when they go to a martial arts gym, it's like the discipline they get for the instructor, like not like they get into trouble or they get hit or anything like that. No that kind of discipline, but they kind of learn what's acceptable within the circle, and they can use that in like outside life as well.
yeah, definitely. It's like a hierarchy and rules that you have to follow, and teaching you the stuff that maybe naughty kids aren't learning at school or at home or whatever. I think there should be more martial arts taught in schools, because I think it's really good for the younger generation to learn that sort of thing. Like the say maybe it's like the kids that's getting bullied need it to defend themselves, but the kids that's bullies need it to give them the humility
Yeah,
to not
absolutely.
be bullies.
And because you see it in America, like how the Americans kind of structure it, and a lot of young, let's see, especially in terms of wrestling, like for a lot of young folk, they can use wrestling as a route into college because they can gain like scholarships and stuff like that through sport. So it can provide them with a great education as well.
Yeah, I wish they did sports scholarships and that over here, but because gotta have money to go to a good place around here, haven't you?
Yeah, no, that's true, and for a lot of people, that's kind of the sad reality as well. But do you feel that this is going to be the first and last bare knuckle fight in Scotland for a while, or do you feel this is something that can really take off?
I'm hoping it would be more like a stepping stone to there being more bare knuckle in Scotland, because I've been looking on Google to try and find out exactly when the last one was, or if there ever has been one before, and there's not a lot even gets brought up. Like it brings up about a lad lives over near Troon, but he's actually from Glasgow, Jonathan Royal. And it doesn't bring up even Tony Lafferty's name or anything like that. You know, there's like a few lads who are from Scotland who do bare knuckle, and it's like Google doesn't even know about it.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping to make it a bit more popular. I know there was supposed to be a complete bare knuckle show at the end of last year, and it never went ahead. I'm assuming there maybe wasn't enough interest, you know. So I just want to get the popularity up, make it more of a thing that people want to go and see, and more of a thing that people want to get involved in that, you know.
Because I know you're not in the promotion side of the business. That's more kind of Enzo's forte. But you might know the answer to this. Do you need to apply for special licenses to facilitate like a bare knuckle fight, or can you just? Yeah.
I don't know.
No, that's absolutely fine. I wasn't too sure.
Enzo's Enzo's arena.
But one of the questions I did want to ask you is, how did your friends and family react to the news when you first told them that you wanted to fight bare knuckle?
At first they were like, "Oh, you're mad! You don't want to do that," you know. But I mean, if you want to do it, you've got to give it a try. See if you know. You can't know if something's for you until you've tried it to know whether it's for you. You know, you can't take somebody else's opinion. Oh well, I tried it and I didn't like it, so you won't like it. You know, everybody's different. They've all got different things that they do. You know.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that I hope the kind of perception changes in Scotland, but it seems that the only real idea that most people have of like bare knuckle fighting is through like the likes of Fight Club with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
That's I think they tarnish it with that, where it's like kind of seedy, underground, kind of like
Nobody talks about it.
yeah, like no real sport, and it's like you guys are like professional, like a lot of you are professional athletes in other aspects, combat sports as well. So it's
Yeah.
should be a hugely recognised sport.
Like there's a lot of lads coming from pro boxing into it, and then there's lads coming from like pro MMA into it. So it's like a mix of styles.
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot of like some people think like boxing's better with it being boxing, but MMA is more like smaller gloves and more active movement maybe. So I don't know. It's like it's good to see all the different styles at the minute. It's like just a new thing.
That's actually a really good point you made there, because like we spoke about him earlier, but Paulie Malignaggi, he was like one of the best boxers in his weight at one point, and he lost like a bare knuckle boxing fight to Artem Lobov, an MMA fighter, and it's but I know Paulie had been retired for a while, but you would always back the boxer to beat the MMA fighter, and
because it is at boxing.
Yeah.
But it's just the bare knuckle makes it more, I don't know, more like MMA in a way.
Yeah, because it was like you were saying, like certain movements become so important, because I've heard that a lot of the Muay Thai fighters from one championship who have won world championships and like the WBC and stuff like that, very well recognised. When they go to one championship, they struggle with the gloves. Like see just the different movements, the different defensive movements that you need to make. It's so different. I wonder if that is where the MMA guys can capitalise,
I don't know. Maybe it's because of the say in MMA, you're watching for them shooting on you and things like that as well. So you're kind of standing at the long range rather than the medium to short range,
Yeah.
and you're used to the movement in and then back out again. You know. So maybe it's like a more like a footwork aspect rather than the striking. Why it suits MMA lads.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Actually, that's not an aspect that I'd thought of as like the in and out kind of footwork, because that was something that you'd spoke about a wee bit earlier. That's kind of how you liked to do your last couple of bare knuckle fights, as being
Obviously when you're right there, he can hit you. So you've got to get in, hit him, and then get back out before he can hit you.
So, Andy, the last question before I let you go, because I know you're really busy. But what's your goals for 2022?
Have loads of fights, win them all.
No, that's an amazing answer, and hopefully it's something that you can achieve and you can have a very successful 2022.
Thank you.
No worries, and thanks very much for your time. It's hugely appreciated.
No bother.
But just before we wrap it up, do you have any remaining tickets for Forza Championship, just for anyone that might want to get in touch, or have you sold yours out?
Yeah, if anybody wants a ticket, they could get in touch with me, and I'll sort them out with one. Yeah.
Would they do that through your Instagram or anything like that, just so people are sure how to contact you?
Facebook would probably be the best, but it's my Facebook's hard. I've got it wrote in runes, so it's hard to find my Facebook. King of Caledonia would be my Instagram.
Yeah.
All one word.
No worries, and wish you all the best on the 27th of March.
Right, thank you.
Thanks very much for listening, guys.